Journey to the Western Vernacular, Chapter 9. Monk Liusha Hesha becomes his disciple. The three masters and disciples of Tang Monk crossed Huangfengling and were particularly careful along the way. I hurried on the road at dawn and rested at dusk. A year passed like this. That day we came to a large, turbulent river that stretched as far as the eye could see. Wukong jumped into the air and took a look. He estimated that the river was at least 800 miles wide. Not only was there no ferry in sight, there was not even a human figure. Suddenly Bajie shouted, "Brother, come here quickly." It turned out that there was a stone tablet on the shore. When he got closer, he saw that there were 3 big characters Liusha River engraved on the tablet, and 4 lines of small characters on the back of the tablet, 800 quicksand world. The depth of the water is 3,000 week, and the goose feathers cannot float, and the reed flowers sink to the bottom. Tang Seng took a breath of air and said, "What can we do?" Suddenly, there was a loud noise, and a monster emerged from the river. The monster rushed towards Tang Monk. Wukong hurriedly protected his master, while Bajie wielded a rake and fought with the monster by the river. For a long time, there was still no winner. Wukong jumped up, raised his stick and hit the monster. The monster waved his staff to block it, causing his arms to go numb and his mouth to burst open. The monster hurriedly jumped into the river and got into the water. Wukong wanted to catch up, but Tang Monk stopped him. The master and the disciple discussed how to cross the river. Wukong said, "This monster must live in this river. There must be a way to cross the river. As long as you surrender him, you can cross the river." Bajie quickly said, Old Zhu were originally the Tianping marshal in the Tianhe River, so let's let him. I know how to deal with him." Bajie recited a water-avoiding spell, took off his clothes and got into the water house with a rake. The monster raises his stick and beats him. The two fought from the bottom to the surface, and from the surface to the bottom again. For 2 whole hours, there was still no winner. Wukong couldn't help, so he was so anxious that he winked and gestured to Bajie to lead the monster to the shore. Bajie was in high spirits, so how could he understand what Wukong meant? Wukong was so anxious that he couldn't help but jump to the top of the cloud with a somersault, and turned into a hungry eagle and flew down. The monster suddenly heard the sound of wind above his head. He looked up and saw Wukong rushing down towards him. He put away his staff and plunged into the water, never to come out again. Wukong had no choice but to come back, and said to his master, "That monster is very cunning. After getting into the water, it never came out. Now I will go to Guanyin Bodhisattva to find a solution." Wukong somersaulted to the purple bamboo forest of Luoya Mountain in the South China Sea, went to Guanyin to explain the situation, and Guanyin said, "The monster was originally the rolling curtain general from heaven who came down to earth. I persuaded him and promised to protect Monk Tang from going to the west to obtain Buddhist scriptures." Guanyin Bodhisattva sent a wooden fork walker with a red gourd to the Liusha River with Wukong. The wooden cross walker came to the river on a cloud, and shouted, "Wu Jing, Wu Jing. The people who want to learn the scriptures are here. Come out quickly and follow the master." The monster heard the call and quickly got out of the water. The wooden cross walker said, "Come to see your master and brothers." The monster adjusted its clothes and paid homage to the master. Tang Monk was very happy to accept another apprentice and shaved it for him. The head was named Monk Sha. Monk Sha took off the 9 skulls hanging from his neck, tied them with a rope, tied the red gourd of Guanyin Bodhisattva among them, and put them into the river, and they immediately turned into a small boat. Tang Seng got on the boat with the help of Bajie and Wu Jing and sailed to the west bank. Wukong led the white dragon horse and followed closely behind the boat. When they reached the shore, the wooden fork walker put away the red gourd, and the skeletons immediately turned into 9 winds and disappeared after a while. Tang Monk thanked the wooden fork walker and thanked Guanyin Bodhisattva to the south. Then he mounted the white horse and headed west again with his 3 disciples. Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.